RetroDaze.
Today, we're doing something a little different by offering you a mystery video topic, which will not be revealed until after this introduction. Why? Well, because roughly 1 year and 49 episodes ago, Anthony Great, our fearless leader, posted the first ever Celebrating Yesteryear video. He gathered a team of like-minded retro enthusiasts, including myself, Anthony J. Rapino, Alyssa M. Labatz, and James Gaddis, and asked a pertinent question in this age of unlimited content. Do we have something unique and worthwhile to add to the vast retro community? Well, I'm going to be honest here, we just didn't know.
What we did know, however, was that each and every one of us has an undying passion for this subject, the community, and everything it stands for. And beyond that simple truth, we also knew that we wanted to try to bring videos with a unique voice, try to present subjects you're enthusiastic about, try to build our own little community of retro hounds. 1 year later, as we filmed this, our 50th episode, I'm happy to report that we did more than try. Our once 3,000 subscriber base has, of this recording, grown to 24,000, and we're optimistic that number will continue to grow with your help and support. So, if you've enjoyed even one of our videos and haven't yet subscribed, there's no time like the 1 year anniversary. And on that note, let's get this party started and open up this mystery box episode to discover the nostalgic topic lurking inside. Since you were integral to this channel's success and growth, we thought it only right that today's choice reflect that. The topic for this, our 50th episode, in honor of 1 year of content is, drumroll please, Alyssa, outstanding subscriber comments, with a focus on comments that recommend we cover a particular topic or missed an important item in one of our lists. Our entire team scoured the comment sections of our videos, going all the way back to our very first in search of any such comments, and we found quite a few. So many, in fact, we had to narrow it down considerably. On that note, let's not waste any more time and get right to the first comment. From our very first video, 5 Forgotten Toys of the 1980s, subscriber Adriel Burned 6924 writes, I used to have a battery-powered toy called a Wacky Walker. It came with different legs to put on it. Also an air-powered moon jumper, I think. I have never found any pics of them. I was born in 1980. I'm sorry to say I don't think we were successful in locating these specific toys, but we wanted to follow up with you because, well, our producer sort of promised we'd keep an eye out. And we have, and then some. But as we've established in previous videos, our writer kind of sucks at research. Still, to his credit, we did find a couple toys that are close and also forgotten in the same way items on that particular list were, so we decided to present them as a door prize. While trying to find Wacky Walker, which resulted in mostly Wacky Wall Walker articles, we did discover a 1987 model kit called the Revolt Bear Mobile from Bandai. The toy seems to have only been sold in Japan, but watching recordings of the unique motorized walking mechanism, one can see why this particular toy came up while searching Wacky Walker. As for the air-powered moon jumper, we got a bit closer, though we're still pretty sure this isn't what Adriel was referring to. In the 1980s, Tomy released a number of vehicles that were powered by air pumps called air jammers. While they mostly sold wheeled vehicles like VW Bugs, ATVs, and cycles, the one that caught our eye was the high-hopping Hoomdorm, also released as Skyhopper, from the Space Pets line, because it had what we thought was a moon jumper aesthetic. The others in the series also looked the part, including the stretch-legged Stoomdorm, fleet-footed Floomdorm, and lurch-along Loomdorm, but the Hoomdorm was the only one that jumps. These worked simply by pumping them with air, then flipping a switch to set them in motion. From 5 junk food favorites that still exist, subscriber Nina Dimsil 500 writes, RetroDaze, would you please feature O'Boise's potato sticks and moon pies? Well, since you ask so nicely, sure.
Even people who love potato chips are surprised at how good Keebler's Oh Boise's taste.
Oh, Boise's are oh boisterous.
They're bubbly, crackly, roisterous, so full of Idaho potato taste. Oh, Boise's are oh boisterous.
Made by the Keebler Elves, Oh Boise's potato snack chips in original and sour cream and onion. So bubbly, crackly, so Idaho potatoey, you'll say...
Glorious, notorious, delicious, and uproarious. They're Keebler's oh Boise's and...
Oh, Boise's are oh boisterous.
Oh Boise's were a crispy, crunchy, air pocket-filled snack chip sold in the mid-'80s and early '90s by Keebler, available in regular, sour cream and onion, and barbecue. While these didn't fit the topic for our video about junk food that is still sold, we have no such restrictions today for this long discontinued potato chip. There's some indication that Oh Boise's was brought back in the early 2000s by Utz with additional flavors like salt and pepper, cheddar and jalapeno, and cheddar and sour cream, according to a review of the chips on taquitos.net, though we can't find any other verification of this. Clearly though, the unique flavor and texture of Oh Boise's has led to a cult following, and I'm sure many of us would love to see its return. Unlike Oh Boise's, potato sticks have seen wide release through a number of different companies over the years and are still available, even the kind that comes in a can. French's began selling theirs in 1935, but they aren't the only ones. Utz, Better Made, Picnic, Charles Chips, Hers, and probably many more all have their own versions as well. I'll go out on a limb here and suggest that the potato stick is generic enough that any brand will do, so long as it's in that nostalgic can. For the sake of expediency, we'll skip moon pies for now, but they are still delicious and widely available. From our 5 must-watch nostalgic summer movies episode, user Stella Grosso 3828 suggested simply, "How about The Sandlot?" To which our producer revealed, The Sandlot was actually on the initial list of films. We shrank down the number of choices for brevity though. Perhaps we need to revisit this again with that film included. Well, the time is nigh and we are prepared.
They got the talk.
You bob for apples in the toilet. You play ball like a girl.
They got the walk.
Wendy Peppercorn.
But even winners know when to run.
Well, how do we get the ball back? It's history. Ooh, a big doggy.
The Sandlot.
Flies open. Strike for Europe.
Now on home video.
The Sandlot would have been the newest movie on that previous list, having come out in 1993. This coming-of-age story centers around the new kid in town, Scott Smalls. As the school year ends and summer takes hold, he befriends a local group of boys who play baseball in the nearby Sandlot. Like Stand By Me, this movie takes place decades before it was shot. Most of us who now feel nostalgic for this movie weren't yet born in 1967 when the story is set. That's right, I'm talking about our old friend Anna Moya again. It's weird how we can feel such a connection with a time we may have only experienced in film, and yet this 1960s summer is somehow extraordinarily familiar to us. Perhaps it is Anna Moya, but I suggest it's more than that. Getting together with a group of friends during the dog days of summer, playing baseball or basketball or soccer or whatever, getting into fights, creating an entire mythology out of the neighborhood dog, these things are nearly universal. Sure, maybe it wasn't a dog for you, but almost all of us had that local urban legend. The haunted house, the creepy field, the abandoned warehouse. Those secret places you were never meant to go, but go you did. Because what was summer without a little adventure? There were many other great suggestions in that list of summer movies, but we'll save those for a future video. Easily the most popular video we've produced so far, with 194,000 views, was The Ultimate 1980s Mall Experience, also known as 1980s Mall Memories. And holy smokes did you all deliver on your own mall memories in the comments section. So for this pick, we wanted to simply highlight a few of these amazing comments, and with 2,448 comments and counting, this is easier said than done. The top comment with 825 likes and 167 replies seems like a good place to start. User John Cantrell 614 writes, "I can't really understand why malls fell out of favor. It was warm in the winter, cool in the summer. And if it was stormy outside, you still stayed dry as you shopped. Today's shopping centers are all separate stores, and you are at the mercy of the weather. No, the old way was better to me, at least as far as shopping went." What I dig about this comment is how it highlights the open forum debate that can happen in the comments section of our videos. Just look at some of those replies, and there are over 150 more of them. If it's not clear by now, we are always open to different perspectives and love hearing from our subscribers. Manager of Three Monsters writes, I worked at the mall when I was in high school. Best days of my life. Seriously, if you weren't there, no one could imagine just how great the 80s and 90s truly were. So bittersweet. And there are full pages of comments sharing memories like browsing the crowded shelves of KB Toys, or simply lamenting the loss of our beloved malls, and such comments as, if I could literally go back to this time, I would. Everything was so much better back then, and I miss the 80s. Yeah, me too, friends. Me too. In one of our more recent videos about after-school television shows, Evening Blues 8132 commented, I like and will always respect Bill Nye. However, when I was a kid and given the choice between Nye and Beakmans World, I would choose Beakman every time. I'd like to think it's because I grew up on the East Coast and there was a New York attitude in the writing, but it's more likely because the colors were brighter and they spoke faster, holding my attention. This particular oversight really frustrated our resident writer, as he too is from the East Coast, and having grown up in Brooklyn, feels as though he's done a disservice not mentioning Beakman's World.
I'm Beakman, and you've just broken into Beakman's World.
Just as an aside here, but is it me or does Beakman sound and look a lot like Ken Marino from The State?
Hey, rosemary. Hey, honey, do we use rosemary? I love it.
Right, sorry, off topic. Beakman's World premiered on TLC in 1992, having been adapted for television from the comic strip You Can with Beakman and Jax. This predated the release of Bill Nye the Science Guy by a full year, making Beakman first to the plate. Interestingly though, both shows ended in 1998. Now, we're not saying we know this for sure, as there can be many reasons for cancellation, but this did happen right around the time that talk shows and trash TV took over the after-school slots on many channels, as reported in our after-school TV episode. As for Beakman, he enjoyed 4 robust seasons. The last time Paul Zaloom donned Beakman's wig was in 2014 when he made a memorable appearance in Mexico for TVUNAM. According to Nixeli Castillo Garcia for CienciaUNAM.mx, Beakman's show lasted approximately 40 minutes and was dubbed by Juan Carrilero, the same voice actor who voiced the scientist in the Spanish language series.
Even though we would have loved to highlight every single one of your comments, as usual, our time is limited and we had to make many hard decisions. Even so, there's one very important thing I hope you all noticed as we flashed your comments on the screen, and that is that Tony Great, our producer and fearless leader, not only reads but responds to every single comment that's posted. When we say we'd love to hear about it down in the comments, we really, truly mean it. With 50 episodes aired and a full year of content at your fingertips, 2 final questions linger. What other nostalgic topics would you like us to cover? And even better, what else would you like to see from us here at RetroDaze to enhance the community experience? As always, I'd love to hear about it down in the comments. And if you enjoy our content, please consider liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and maybe even activating that ubiquitous notification bell. It really does make a huge difference. Let's meet again next week to celebrate yesteryear, right here on RetroDaze.
Clicky clacky.